Well, hello there to my Capricorns. All right, so Capricorns, this is Queen Amun-Ra coming to you with, I think this is going to be a bonus video for you all. I filmed a bonus video for you all on yesterday. You may actually be watching this video on Friday. So happy Friday to each and every one of you all. This video is going to be for the 24th, October 24th through October the 31st, right? So if you're watching this video on Friday, October 24th, the moon is in Sagittarius. If you're watching it on October 31st, the moon is going to be in Pisces. What those two zodiac signs have in common is the planet Jupiter. Now this is important because Jupiter is the planet of growth, opportunity, good fortune, zest for life, confidence, adventure, ethics, morals, opportunities, horizons, abundance. If I didn't say good fortune, blessings, enthusiasm, right? So you notice that we started out with a new moon in Libra. Libra is the justice card, right? That's where you get a chance to balance out your own internal scales. Your symbol is a sea goat, right? And so like sea of emotions, S-E-A, like sea, like ocean, right? So you're not trying to carry other people's sea of emotions on your back as you're trying to ascend higher, right? You're trying to ascend higher spiritually. And so your card is the devil card. And so you first want to find out what your temptations are, whatever your demons are, because that light is going to turn back around. That mirror is going to turn back around at everybody that you're connected to, right? We just saw a recent destiny swap publicly. A huge destiny swap publicly with the FBI. We just saw that, right? Online. The basketball players, right? In this year 9, 2025, 2 plus 2 is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9, right? What a lot of people are starting to see is the result of people who were hooking up with other people in year 8 and prior to that. 8 is a money exchange number. 8, the number 8, money exchange number, right? With these karmic couples. People are just trying to decide who, in these karmic couples, who succumb to passive and powerless behavior and who's egotistical, materialistic, and forceful, right? You know, who's trying to, how to break some kind of a chain, generational cycle, chain, and curse. Like who made a decision to say, okay, breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. Like, who trying to make sense of all of this, right? And so some of you people are getting an opportunity to say, okay, wake up, like get focused, wake up, get focused. You have an opportunity to get focused. In your previous reading, what I saw was love coming across someone's life. Here we have high vibrations only. What I saw was love coming across your path, right? You don't want to take too long to process. You're getting downloads. You are a divine feminine zodiac sign. You don't want to take too long to process your emotions. Okay? You just don't. You have a moon sign. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. You're coming back. Welcome back. There's a lot of destiny swapping going on. Lots of destiny swapping. A lot of people are just now getting on their feet. A lot of people are, major life changes. You remember you in Aquarius are ruled by Saturn, which is a karmic planet, right? It's a very serious, it's a traditional planet. And so Jupiter, which both Sagittarius and Pisces are ruled by. We're not talking about a Sagittarius and we're not talking about a Pisces. We're just talking about those two signs. It's associated with the color purple, not the movie The Color Purple, but it's associated with the color purple and it's associated with the day Thursday. So if you're watching this on Friday, it would have been associated with yesterday and the day Thursday, which will be October 30th, the day before some people celebrate Halloween, right? But again, you want to start speaking some things into existence. Counting your blessings, good luck, what's on the horizon for you. You want to start the process of purging. Sagittarius is a fire sign. This is where you want to get out and get some sun. You want to be intentional about cleansing, the spiritual cleansing, getting out of the house. Mark your calendars. Download a moon calendar, right? Get out the house, get outside and get some sun, right? High vibrations only, right? You don't want to be caught up in other people's mess. You just don't. You really don't want to be caught up in other people's mess. Especially if you feel like you've had some rough times in the past and you pray to be at a different space in your life right now, and other people want you caught up in their mess. Get yourself up and get up out of the house. Even if it's for a few minutes. Stick your head out the window like a house plant, whatever. Get some fresh air. Get out of the house. It doesn't have, the sun doesn't have to be hot. If it's light outside, the sun is up. So during the day, get out the house. High vibrations only. There's a lot of people who would love to switch lives with you. You think you only have a little bit. Somebody somewhere would love to switch lives with you. You don't complain about your life. This is where you say, you know what? You may have wished you had more, but somebody wish they could swap lives with you. And that is what you're seeing all over social media right now. People would love to switch lives. They're sitting around, sitting back. How can I? Oh, look at Capricorn. Look at their lives. They wish they could have your life, because your energy is magnetic. Everything is attracted to divine feminine signs by default. Some people will think you don't have to do much to attract what you want when you're a divine feminine sign, right? But what people don't also realize is that you also attract a lot of hate as well. So you can't be on that frequency. You cannot be on that frequency. You have to keep your vibrations high. So if you keep your vibrations on a low frequency by being around, hooking up with people who are low frequency, by saying, well, you know, jumping on a bandwagon, thinking that you're going to be their savior. Source is like, okay, we're not other people's gods. We're really not. You better keep your vibrations high. You can lead people to water, but you cannot force them to drink it. You did not work this hard for you to stay on a low frequency. Keep trying to save people. Unless you know how to go down to a low frequency and say, hey, I'm shining the light down here. Come on, let's go back up to a high frequency. Be better off staying at a high frequency. High vibrating Capricorns are disciplined, responsible, and very wise, right? Can't save anybody. Yeah. Something about family. Somebody's back is against the wall. Somebody's back is against the wall. Yep. Somebody is over it. Somebody's back is against the wall. They poured out everything they had. They poured out everything they have. And their back is against the wall. So you need to keep your vibrations high. You need to keep your vibrations high. Somebody has a copycat spirit that's connected to you. And this is a current situation here. Current situation. Right? One of the things that I saw in your previous video is the first card in your previous video, and I'm not going to upload that video. Matter of fact, I think I deleted it. It was pretty lengthy. And so please don't ask me to put it up, because it was pretty lengthy and it was kind of wordy. I mean, I was like, no, I'm not going to upload that video. Plus, I think parts of it was kind of sort of skipping out. When I went back to listen to it, the sound was kind of coming in and out. It would have been frustrating for somebody to listen to anyway, because I would have probably gotten more response to, oh, the video is kind of cutting in and out. I would have gotten too many responses about that. So something was, and I don't think that was by coincidence either. So I'm glad I went back and listened to it. But somebody, and this could be a man or woman, by the way. Somebody feels like their back is against the wall. Somebody feels like their back is against the wall in your family. And family could be friendship family. It could be whoever you deem as family. The number 4 could be significance. Fourth house is not always blood relatives. It could be family, like just kind of in terms of like you could have been one of 4 that shared a house together. It could be couples that shared a house together. It could be a sign of a person that's your 4th house who feels like their back is against the wall. So you have to pull your birth chart for that. You don't necessarily need your time of birth, by the way. But somebody feels like their back is against the wall at this point because they did a lot of copying. They have a copycat spirit. They did a lot of copying, and they're tapped out at this point. So spiritually, somebody is handing them some water. Somebody is saying, here, okay, here's a drink of water, right? So they have a choice between the living water and, you know, somebody else basically operating them something in the flesh, right? So here you can even make a deal with your lower self, or you can raise your frequency, right? So you are not playing savior, okay? If you can play savior if you want to, you got to come out of that savior complex immediately. Come out of that savior complex, because this is how people get caught up. This is how people get caught up in that number 8. We are in the year 9. We are in the month October. Somebody that you know, its back is against the wall. Okay? The challenge is you're trying to be successful. Learn how to lead people to water, but do not force them to drink it. That's it. That's it. Here's the water. That's it. That's it. That's it, and that's all. Here is the water. That's it, right? Learn how to tap in, right? What about the distant past, right? Distant past, the 7 of Wands here. So in the past, you know, you feel complete. You felt complete in the spiritual realm, right? Because somebody right now is saying that somebody is all smoke and mirrors. This is what you're hearing. This is kind of like what you're hearing about somebody, is that, oh, they all smoke and mirrors. You know, when their back is against the wall, that's when they basically, somebody is basically talking about religion, like between religion and spirituality. Basically, like somebody is kind of flip-floppy. This is what somebody is saying. And this is not religious class. Okay, I got to add that one little piece there. Somebody is basically saying, yeah, when somebody's back is against the wall, you know, they call on a savior, right? In the religious world, but they're not such and such, right? They're not really like that, right? But how would these energies know? How would these energies know? We're starting at the 4 of Cups here, right? Which means that we don't really know who people are in their own private time. We just know that we are not other people's savior, right? The best that you can do for people is send out good energy to them. But when you go into trying to save other people, that's when you link up and, you know, you want to keep your vibrations high. You want to keep your vibrations high. What you're also dealing with are energies who have a God complex, really. Basically, with fear tactics. Basically, what whoever is saying this is, they're doing something secret to end someone. You got to remember, the sun illuminates the moon, and the moon is the last. The Pisces rules the last house, right, on the wheel, right? And so basically somebody say, I know something that could end someone. Somebody in their family could end something. I know a secret about somebody that could end somebody. I know a water sign and a fire sign. I know a secret about somebody in somebody's family, a water sign and fire sign that could end somebody's mother, is what somebody is saying, right? And they'd be sitting back saying, why? Why didn't somebody say something, right? Why didn't somebody tell me something? Why didn't somebody say something? I'm so over all of this. Why didn't somebody, crying? Why didn't somebody say something? Okay, right? So somebody already knows what they're dealing with, what kind of energies they're dealing with, looking at the cards here, right? So what you're looking at, staring right in your face, are other people's demons. That's what you're staring at right there. You are staring at that. You're dealing with 4 energies who feel like something is their way or the highway in the religious world. That's what you're dealing with. You are the reason. You're asking why. And somebody knows that you know a secret. So this kind of sort of coincides with the previous reading that I did where somebody has love coming across their path. And Source is basically saying whenever you see the Knight of Cups comes out, Knight energies connects us with the number 12, right? And so the number 12 connects us with an inspired action, meaning when you turn 3, 1 and 2 is 3, to the side it looks like lips, right? This is where Source is saying to you, get outside when the moon is in Sagittarius and get some sunlight. Cleanse all of that energy because you're in receiving mode of getting some downloads, right? You're in receiving mode of getting some downloads, and use your common sense. This is not to offend anybody, but use your common sense, right? For real. Because as soon as somebody walked through a door, this is 4 and 7, this is like somebody wanted to enlighten you about something that was a lie. A partial truth is a whole lie. As soon as you walk through a door, it's like somebody telling you one side of something and somebody didn't get a chance to say the other side of something. When you never hear another side of a story, you got to ask yourself why. You never hear a chance to hear something else. You sit there and listen to open enemies. Here's 4 and 4 wands here, right? This is where you get up and walk out. This is where you get up and walk out. Here you got 4 and 7 again, because something is a lie. 7 and 4, you got 4 and 7 here. This is where you tap in and you say, okay. This is why I tell you all not to jump on a bandwagon, right? 4, this right here, you got a water sign, you got a fire sign here, right? So you're a receiver by default. So look at receiving as this. Okay, so this is divine feminine energy. You receive some ingredients for a cake, right? So you're in receiving mode. Receiving mode can be chaotic and confusing. Okay, what am I supposed to do with these ingredients for a cake, right? And so, but the masculine part of it is the product, the finished product. Okay, so it doesn't look anything like it did when you received it. It looked chaotic and confusing. It looked like flour, it looked like sugar, it looked like eggs, it looked like oil, whatever. It looked like, whatever the ingredients were. Right? Whatever other ingredients you're putting into it, icing, whatever other ingredients you're going to put into it. And then, of course, obviously, the instructions, right? Put it in the oven, turn the oven on to whatever degrees. This sun right here, turn it up, whatever, right? So the challenge is that this right here, somebody could just feel exhausted. Evaporated. Right? But Source is saying you have an opportunity. You always have an opportunity to tap into self, like to source. You always have an opportunity. And I'm going to say this. This is where you want to tap into. This is where you got to know what your love language is. This is why I talk about moon signs so much. When you know how to pour into you to a point where you really don't care what other people think about you pouring into yourself, to a point where it looks selfish to other people. Like, okay, this person, they got to get up. They got to do a routine for themselves. Capricorn, you got to do all of this stuff for yourself. Yes, you got to make sure you are pouring into yourself till you're overflowing. Whatever that ritual or routine you do for yourself when you first wake up and you still trying to get your mind together. I had a dream about this. I don't remember my dream. I got to keep everything quiet until I can process. I don't remember my dream. Whatever you need to do after you wake up, after you've been receiving, even if you don't remember your dreams. What was the first smell you woke up? Was it cold? Were you hot when you first woke up? Did you have the chills? Was the first voice you heard, even in that waking up state? Daydream, night dream, that in-between state, right? What was the first thought you had? Some people need complete and total quiet silence when they first wake up. What was the thought that I had when I first went outside in the sunlight? This right here. Get out in the sunlight if you don't remember your dreams, right? You're an earth sign. If you have plants, go put your plants outside. Go check on them. Go water your plants. Whatever routine you need to do so that you can close out a cycle, so you can say to yourself, why? Why was I so confused? Why the heck was I so confused? You have a new and exuberant love trying to come in. Why was it so confusing for me? I've been saying pour into yourself like never before from, if you've been tuned into my channel, from the beginning. If you knew, I've been saying it from the beginning. Pour into yourself. Pour, pour, pour. Even if it makes you look like you're selfish to other people, it's a form of self-care. That's how you're going to keep your vibrations high. Keep your water high. Keep your water high. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't even pour from a half of a cup. Stop trying to save other people. You can't save anybody else. Somebody's basically telling you, oh yeah, this person, they seem religious. How in the world is another person going to tell somebody seems religious when their back is against the wall? If you live with somebody your whole life, let's say this is your mother, right? Let's say that this is your mother or your father, for instance, and they took you to church or a mosque or temple when you were growing up. Then all of a sudden you hearing some things about them, your mother or your father, when when you're an adult, right? And somebody who doesn't even know them, don't really know them. And I'm talking about don't really know them, right? Even if these people are older than you are, they don't know that phase of life. They don't know that phase of life that you know them to go to church or mosque or temple. They don't know that phase of life in them. Then they don't know them. They don't know them the way that you do. Like parents who have different kids, like, kids at various stages of life. Those kids don't know the parents at the various stage of life. That's why people make jokes about, like, the oldest child may not know, they don't have the same parent they had as the youngest child. You're like, okay, wait a minute. There's no way that the youngest child can get away with what the oldest child couldn't get away with. It's not the same parent. It's a different stage of life. So somebody needs to learn how to get up and walk up out of something and stop being confused. So it's just saying this is where you really, really need to fill up. This is where you need to fill up. So you have some really good news trying to come in, and it's coming in fast. Something is really coming in fast. You're getting up and walking out of something. So this is what I'm seeing here. Because you were either on the succumb to passive and powerless behavior or egotistical, materialistic, and forceful, or either side. Some kind of fire was being put up under you to make you think faster, when really the fire is the sun. That's the sun. And any other fire would be tossing the word confusion. I'm confused. I don't know. I'm not sure. All those words need to be tossed into a burning bowl and go outside and get some sun. Near the water, drink your water. Let me think. I need to go get some water. I'm not sure. I'm confused. Maybe I'm inspired. I need to talk to some people directly. If it's your friends, whomever. Because this is what I'm hearing. I need some clarity for myself. So that is your strength. This is your strength here, right? Let me link up with people directly. Let me link up with people directly. Let me stop being confused. If I personally want to know something from somebody directly, I'm going to talk to them directly. I'm not going to sit there and be confused. I'm just not. That's just me. I'm not listening to gossip. If I want to know something about somebody directly, because these are familiar spirits. These are familiar spirits, meaning that they don't really know a full truth about something. They're just familiar by what they heard, gossip. This is gossip. They don't really know a truth about something. These are bandwagon jumpers. And you got some good news. This is how you're saving yourself. This is how you're saving yourself. This is how you have love in your life. This is the reason why people miss out on love in their lives, because they jumping on bandwagons. Somebody told me something I heard. So this is the card that came out in your reading, the bonus reading I did for you all before. This card came out first. This is how you are saving yourself. Somebody is trying to link you to something that is a lie. So it's not a challenge as far as you're successful. Somebody's trying to link you to something. And you are going to be grateful that you opened up your mouth and asked a question. You don't have a challenge. There is no challenge. There is no challenge. You know how like people will say somebody all of a sudden found religion? Oh, somebody's back is against the wall. They all of a sudden found religion. So, the near future for you is that you're going to learn how to save yourself. You're going to learn how to open up your mind. This is what balance looks like. Balance looks like you are going to stop sitting waiting until your back is against the wall. You're going to start opening up your mouth and speaking. 4 is of significance. 4 connects us with family and ancestry, and so I don't know what 4 it means to some people. 4 is significant in numerology. Well, all numbers are significant, but 4 single digit, there's light and dark side to all numbers, and y'all can look it up online. You know, whenever I see a number, I go straight to Google and I'll say, okay, all right, what is this and I'll look up like the angel number, you know, for, so y'all get used to it. Like for instance, if you have like gas station receipt or grocery receipt or whatever, just start looking it up online, because it could be some kind of a symbol or sign. People are always looking for symbols or signs. Or you see a color. Okay, well, what does this color mean? It could be a number for like a color or number for your angels. You know, you can have angels encamped all around you, especially when you're saying prayers and stuff. But please protect me. You say your ancestors or angels, please protect me. You can have them all encamped around you. Right? And so you see a color or a number, you see a gas station receipt, you feel like, because I'm seeing this person on this horse. Everybody's not riding around on a horse. This could be a car. See, this person's holding the cup here and they're being quite steady with it, right? So you could just fill up your gas tank and you're looking at your gas station receipt, or you're looking at it on the screen, right? And it could say 3 or 4, well, I wouldn't say 3 numbers, but 4 numbers. And you're like, okay, okay, what does that number mean, right? Type it in your phone, angel number. Okay, what does this number mean? It could be a message from your spirit guides telling you something. I do that all the time. Okay, let me just take a minute and just, okay, what does those 4 numbers mean? Let me go to Google. Let me type in, what does these 4 numbers mean? Angel numbers. So your back don't have to be against the wall all the time. You could have an answer right there, right? Get outside in the sun. It could just be for that. I need to fill up my gas tank real quick. See how this person right here had his cell phone? Right here. Get on your cell phone. Let's say you're going out and get some gas. You out to get some sun. You know, let me go get some sun. And that's a reason to get out in the sun. Maybe you need to fill up a gas tank. Maybe you're going for a walk. Maybe you walking and you see a number somewhere, right? Maybe your car drives by and you just happen to catch the numbers on the license plate or something. Oh, okay, I just saw those numbers. Or you happen to see a number on you walk past some parked cars or something. You see a number, you see 4 numbers or 2 or 3, 1 number, whatever. Let me Google the angel number. That could be a sign for you right there. So I'm just trying to help you all creatively to keep your vibrations high, but stop trying to save other people. Save yourself. And I don't care who they are. Save yourself. Save yourself. People always claiming that people just now found religion and all of this other stuff when they don't really know people. You don't have to be confused. You don't have to be confused. So I do see you saving yourself. I feel like the seed for you that was planted a long time ago was that you are a prayer warrior, right? But part of the prayer warrior is to be contained, like put your water in a container, right? Meaning that, again, you're learning how to save yourself, but recognize that, and I'm not, this again, it's not religion class, okay? This is not overstepping any boundaries of whatever your spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs are. Save yourself and pray for other people. That's it. Save yourself and pray for other people. You'll be glad that you did. Sometimes it looks like me, myself, and I. Let whoever think whatever. Save yourself. Because somebody's trying to link you to something. Right? Something again. Here's a number 4 again. Here's a number 4 again. Right? So somebody thinks that you're just smoke and mirrors, almost like you're a copycat, a wannabe, like you're not, like, you know how some people can tell who was raised a certain way. I don't know if I'm talking to somebody's kids or grandkids, about somebody's kids or grandkids or whatever, right? But somebody can tell who was raised a certain way, what seeds was planted in someone's spirit, right? And like how somebody grew up. When you plant a seed and how somebody comes through a soil, how somebody grew up, right? People can tell how somebody grew up. This is why source is saying save yourself, right? Save yourself. And so here's the number 7, influences on you. This is what I'm saying. Save yourself. So that's the influence. It's like how you were raised. This is how you're going to water yourself. You are going to make sure you see this watering, this tool right here. You're watering yourself. And it does not matter if it comes across as selfish. You can't help anybody else if you don't help yourself. You're learning how to pour into you. You have love coming across your path. This is literally like somebody saying, you know, my friends were around longer than somebody, and then still wanting love in your life. And so not only do you got love in your life, but you also are surrounded by a bunch of people that you grew up with, still carrying these people that you grew up with, but you got love in your life. Like, so basically you carrying your friends and a new love interest. Like, how make that make sense? That doesn't make sense. I got all these people that I grew up with, raised around, and I prayed for love to come across my path. So yeah, somebody has love coming across their path. So somebody gonna have to end relationship with people they grew up with, because they plant too many seeds. And this is how a lot of relationships break up. They break up. They end before they start because the love language is wrong. The love language is just different. Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing here. Somebody prayed for successful relationships, and you have new and exuberant love coming across your path, and something could come. You know, something could happen fast for you. Like something is taking off fast for somebody. Like somebody could have somebody's either being fast tracked through something, because I'm seeing something very successful here, where you're dealing with somebody who's learned how to save themselves from people who they grew up with. And so somebody is not dealing with a low vibrational spirit at all. Whoever this person you prayed for in terms of love, whoever this energy is, Capricorn, they not low vibrational at all. So I'm not even surprised. This is coming out. So you can't come in half stepping. Whoever you are, you got to bring it full. I mean, you got to come in right. You can't come in sideways with this one. Whoever this person is, you come in sideways, they will drop you like a hot potato. And you'll be sitting there scratching your head like, oh, they think they better than. You can say that if you want to. They would, all this fire right here, they'll drop you like a hot potato and wouldn't even look back. That sounds harsh to some people, but somebody keeps hearing over and over and over again. It should not have to wait till your back is against the wall for you to be praying, oh my God, please get me out of this one. No, pour into yourself until that cup is overflow. This right here, this is where the abundance comes in. You can't be worried about somebody jealous because your money is growing. This is what you prayed for. You are a divine feminine zodiac sign, meaning you pray to live in a neighborhood. You pray for your money to grow. You pray for your kids to go to good schools. You pray for a family. You pray for a husband or wife. You pray for this. You pray for that. You pray to be around high vibrational people. You also praying that you can have the discernment to get away from energies who will end up burning you in the end. These are things that you prayed for. You asked Source. So you can pray for people. There's a lot of people who are, you want the discernment. You want the discernment, right? So even when people around you are confused about other people, they could be confused about other people. Like, oh, we don't associate with those people. And you could be confused like, wait a minute, y'all got this person all wrong. You don't even know this person. And not like I know them. And you could be standing there trying to plead their case. This right here is 7 of Wands. You could be like, no, this person really is a good person. Y'all don't know. They are homebody. They stay in the house. This is 4 of Cups. Y'all don't know what I've seen. I've seen this person pray. I've seen this person. They this and that. So I've seen them. This is why they like that, so and so and so forth. And they're like, no. And their back is against the wall. You could be sitting there. I'm telling y'all, could be sitting there pleading people's case. And the people could be sitting there lying on them. So it said, just back up. Don't say another word. Don't say anything else. You just back up. Because at that point, you're dealing with people who have God complexes. You just back up and let Source show them. You just back up. This is the I believe sign right here. You back up. External and environmental influences. Because what you're going to see is Source expose their past. That's what you show. Source is going to expose their past, because Source is going to expose their secrets to you. These energies are whoever these energies are, they're so hell-bent on exposing other people's secrets. Source is going to expose their demons to you. I keep trying to tell y'all roll by a karmic planet. And so these energies forced your back up against the wall to a point where they wanted to expose and humiliate somebody by showing that they were open enemies, saying that you linking you to something, saying that you were lying about something or somebody else was lying about something, whatever. Who knows? Because that's what all this fire is here. Oh, this person, this and that, they lying about this and that. A partial truth is a whole lie. So it's just trying to tell somebody, use your own brains. Stop jumping on a bandwagon about some stuff. If you want to know some stuff, start opening your mouth directly. Some of you all have love coming across your path, and that will kill it instantly. I heard somebody told me, then you need to go back to the somebody told me crew, because it seemed like that that's coming in sideways right there. Somebody told me such and such, because the seed was already planted. Seed was already planted. So Source is going to expose them. Source is going to expose them. There's a lot I can put in this reading. Yep. That's why people leave foolishness behind. That's the reason why people leave foolishness behind. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears is that you are embarking on this whole new journey. This is you embarking on a whole new journey. That's why you're keeping your vibrations high. This is why you're keeping your vibrations high. Whenever I see that on social media and I hear people like, oh yeah, their career tanked, right? When I hear people say this about artists, because you usually hear it about artists in the entertainment industry, yeah, their career tanked, and then they ran to Christian or gospel music. I'm like, they were probably raised that way. What makes you think that they're not gonna be successful both ways, right? That's just something people say, right? Or, oh, this person, now they're calling on their savior, now that things aren't going the way that they wanted to. Y'all have to release all of that. You don't fall for that. Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for that mess. But somebody has love coming across their path. And so, yeah, you cannot, you're going to have to release some people that you grew up with. You're really going to have to release some people that you grew up with, because they're going to really mess up your money. Some people from your past, they're going to mess up your money because of their belief system. Water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. Some people them knowing people in low places, will mess you all the way up. So again, Source is saying you need to save yourself. You need to save yourself. Yeah, so the outcome, justice in your favor. That's the outcome. Justice in your favor. Yeah, because somebody's back is against the wall. I mean, for real. Speaking of like last cycle, we have this full moon that we have coming up is a beaver moon, right? And beavers build dams, you know, obviously during the winter time. But we had a hunter's moon. And I feel like a lot of people have been hunted, like a headhunter, right? You know, like when you're looking for a job, right? So usually with headhunters, they're trying to find the best talent, the best of the best. And you all people know that you're very hardworking. They know that you all are very smart, the zodiac sign. And you all got to know that in every industry, people are looking for Capricorns. They're looking for how intelligent you all are. And so if you don't know your worth, other people will determine that for you, whoever you are. And I would say this to any zodiac sign. I'm just happen to be doing your reading here, and I'm looking at the spread of cards here. And so people telling you all kinds of lies to recruit you to this and recruit you to that. The fastest way for you to know something is go directly to people, directly to them, and ask out of your mouth. Stop jumping out on bandwagons. The new one is extra. That's what I just, look y'all. The new one is extra special. They so special, in fact, I'm telling y'all, they will hop in their car and leave you in the dust. They not for all that gossip. They not for all of that. They're not for the games, none of that. You better learn how to get to the root of stuff yourself. Somebody feel that's stealing your identity. You're healing from the pain that they caused. Take your time to decide. First red flag, pray and meditate. Somebody has new and exuberant love coming across their path. It's like you're all excited, you know, and almost like you're trying to slow down. Like you're so excited, like you're hearing all these things about people, and somebody's keeping it real with you, and you're like, oh, this is somebody I prayed for, and all of these things. But in that, they're also hearing some things about you, like in the conversation, the exchange. Remember, we're always in sending and receiving mode. They're also hearing some things about you, where you're from, who you're connected to. They thinking, okay, they putting two and two together and hearing something, and they're saving themselves. They're like, they already in their car, they already on their horse, they ready to dip, they ready to just head out. They like, nope. Because somebody takes too long to process their thoughts. That's what this is. It's like somebody's just taking just way too long. And it may not be you. I'm just saying somebody. It may not be you. But somebody takes way too long to process their thoughts. Too long to get out in the sunlight. Too long to just like somebody just sitting there just thinking and thinking and thinking. So here we have, you deserve the best. So somebody's going to have to cut off some friends from the past. Things are starting to flow to you like water. So it's all becoming clearer to you. Pray for them. If somebody don't get that some of their friends are flat out jealous, there's no other word you can use. Some of your friends are flat out jealous that things come to you. They almost want you to work harder. You cannot help that you're born a divine feminine sign. I would say this to you if you were an earth sign or a water sign. That's Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, right? Things come to you. You just have to do a job at gatekeeping, meaning that filtering that information, right? And so what you do with it, you can either use it for good or you can use it for evil. That's up to you. That's it. You can use it for good or you can use it for evil. So once you get information from people and they use it for evil, that's on them. That really is on them. At what age did your parents work on their shadow self, and at what age did you work on your shadow self? So check your request list again. Somebody apologizes for hurting you. That's on them. They decide to use it for evil, then hey, that's on them. But you will be saving yourself. You will be saving yourself. Your inner child is proud of you. But it's three energies that are involved. Three energies that are involved that receive something as far as you're concerned, right? That would make them successful. Three energies receive something about you. It's about your work ethic, and that, hey, if we had so-and-so, we had Capricorn on board with us, we could all be successful. We could all make this thing rock. We could all make this thing rock and roll here. And you bought into something hook, line, and sinker. But source is saying you better get on your horse, your donkey, your car, your bike, or whatever, and roll the heck out. Because you so busy got everybody else's back. But you can find out the hard way that they won't have yours. So trust your first mind. Be patient. The answers are coming. It's time to expand your brand. Time to expand your brand. These energies be trying to keep you high on whatever they're trying to keep you on, high. Medication, smoking, drinking, all of this, so you're not in your right mind. You need to stay connected to people who are sending you. This is another thing I said in your previous, trying to keep you high on gateway stuff, right? Keeping you high on something that's gateway, right? The thing about gateway drugs and alcohol and stuff like that is that you can go up or down, right? And so unfortunately, because you're ruled by the devil card, right, it'll take you down to the lowest frequency, right? But if you don't know how to come back up, you have to have somebody that's helping you, leading you to water, because something could exhaust you, like literally dry you out. And somebody is like saying you so busy you could literally sleep in the house until nighttime. Then by the time you get outside, it's half dark outside. I'm telling you all, almost roll outside if you have to. It don't have to be bright, sunny outside. It can be freezing cold outside. As long as it's light outside, the sun is outside. Get outside. Get outside. These energies will keep you high on something. So by the time your brains are clear, and you trying to figure out what the heck happened to you, you be leaving some people behind. Y'all be glad y'all saw this video. I'm telling you, somebody's not happy without you. Trying to help somebody close out the cycle in love. Stop thinking you're a part of a team and signing a deal with the devil. And people know that if you're totally coherent, you'll see things a whole lot clearer. A whole lot clearer. You're trying to keep you high. That's why some of these so-called friends from the past, they want to hook you up with people that's keeping you, high and doped up on this and that. And next thing you know, you caught up in a system. You caught up in the system, and now you all over the place. You confused. You don't know how the heck you got caught up into something. You just don't know. You have no idea. You have no clue. So Two of Pentacles, wearing a mask. Source is trying to balance you out. Get outside today. Get outside today. Get outside today. Get outside. Matter of fact, every day up until, like I said, Saturday. On Sunday and Monday, do some things, task around the house. If you got a plant or something like that, You know, change the soil in the plant. Get outside, do some you know, some gardening. Hug a tree, because it'll be the moon will be in Capricorn on Wednesday and Thursday, on 29th and the 30th. Get outside, get some fresh air. The moon will be in Aquarius. Or just download a calendar. You'll see a moon calendar on your cell phone. It's free. You look at it. It'll be in an air sign. Go outside and get some fresh air, right? You know, think about what kind of humanitarian efforts you want to do. Find if there's a place you can volunteer. Even if you can just take some calls, you know, like I'm saying, like you call around some places, like, do you all need any volunteers, you know, during the holidays, where you can just take some calls for a couple of hours from home. See if there's any places they have call centers where you can just take calls for a couple of hours just to help somebody else. Even if it's just to say, you know, offer kind words or high vibrational words to people just for a couple of hours from the comfort of your own home, to make somebody else feel good during the holidays. You don't know what people are going through. Or if you can, you know, volunteer in some of the senior citizen places where they may not have family members that's visiting them during the holidays. Y'all get the whole point. What I'm saying here, do some kind of humanitarian efforts. Get out the house, get some fresh air, help somebody else, right? So by the time we get to October 31st, where the moon moves into Pisces, Pisces rules 12th house, you'll feel like, okay, I've learned something. My psychic gifts have actually increased. That's how your psychic gifts actually become sharpened. Don't think this is weird, outer world, and spooky. I'm trying to add this, like, help you in lay terms here. It's like, that's how it's best practice. That's what it is. It's best practices. You're just applying your downloads to just real life. You're applying your downloads to real life. You've been hunted for a long time, you know, as some kind of an experiment. And somebody is just trying to figure out, like, how the heck does my back against the wall? How you know, did I get in this situation? How did I get in this situation here? You're a star. That's why you've always been a star. You've always stood out. Something about you has always stood out. You and somebody else, something has always stood out. So, hey, you're very, very valuable. You just have to know your worth and know your value. We're talking about your second house. Know your worth and know your value. You've been hearing that forever. Some people constantly trying to keep you high on medication, smoking something, drinking something, so that you be so out of your mind, you forget that this right here will cleanse you. Get out in the sun. Get out in the sun. That's what I have for you all. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you all in the next video. See you all in the next video. Bye.